When I feel that I'm starting to feel a bit stressed or my anxiety starts to increase or I'm in a really bit of a rut, I'll call people because I know that that's my coping mechanism. I was using it back when I was in my darkest times. That's my best technique and I still use it to this day. And it's become a bit of a habit. I'll keep ringing. If someone doesn't answer, I'll just call the next person. Just because it's a way that I know that that's my coping mechanism. My story basically starts from returning from overseas. I came back and Hobart for me was a new life really. I felt like I was starting fresh. I quickly returned to normality and normality in Hobart was in far happier times than I found myself in. It got to the point where everywhere I went in Hobart I was triggered by a past relationship that I had. The frustration was so great with this negative lifestyle that I was now living. I couldn't deal with it anymore. My name's Harry Nichols. I'm a barista down at a cafe in Kingston and I also play cricket for the South Hobart Sandy Bay Sharks. It did get to a point where I couldn't bear the sight of being at cricket or being at cricket training or around just anything to do with cricket because it was a place where I knew I used to be happy but I wasn't happy at the time. So cricket became very much a backseat sort of agenda item for me. It was after one training session that my coach rang me up and he said, "Nichols, what's going on? You're not right." And that's when I told him pretty much what had been going on, and one of the biggest challenges for me was how I was going to tell my best mate, and he was the one that convinced me to tell him. He said that if roles were reversed, you would rather know than not know. So he came around a couple of nights later and we sat for 3 hours. I was clenched up on the couch and I just let it all out at him, and for the first time in a very long time I was just able to let that raw emotion out. And he said to me one pretty powerful thing that night at the end. He said, "I'd rather sit here and do this every night if I have to than have to sit through 15 minutes of a speech at your funeral." And that was pretty powerful for me. Other than that, not many people knew, but eventually when I did tell my friends and I told those closest to me at this cricket club, the support was immense. My network grew from 1 or 2 people, from a couple of professionals to well over 55, 50, 60 people, 70 people, just all in the space of one night here at the cricket club and telling everyone all of what been going on. Talking to people has certainly been the most beneficial thing I could do, and still to this day, you just know that people are there for you. Team Harry, or so that my psychologist likes to call it, it is so big that I've got so many people that I could turn to if I needed to, and not one of them would bat an eyelid. It's become a bit cliche, but it's okay to not be okay. It shouldn't be cliche because it's true. It's okay to not be okay. You're allowed to feel sad and upset and down. You're allowed to feel vulnerable, and that's such a hard thing for a male especially to do.